Next up, at UFC Paris, we have Nassourdine Imavov taking on Brendan Allen. Nassourdine Imavov, 14-4 in his career, 3-1-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that finish win over Jared Cannonier, taking on Brendan Allen, 24-5 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5. He's coming off that main event win over Christopher Curtis. This is an interesting fight, and this fight matters very, very much for the division. The people have been debating me in the comments whether this means a title shot if somehow Brendan Allen extends his streak or if it's not. And I don't know if he'll get a title shot with this win, but he will have one of the most impressive win streaks in this division, especially over a couple of ranked guys. Nassourdine Imavov is a busy striker. He's a long, tall guy for this division. He's constantly working towards his opponents. He will strike. He'll counter-strike. He's not the busiest guy on the planet, but he is moving. And I know that's an oxymoron to say, but he is going to move forward, move in your direction. And even though his hands might not be going crazy, if you throw something, he will counter. He's very comfortable mixing things up. He does have takedowns as well when he wants to use them. Really good control if he ends up on top. He averages about 1 takedown per fight, but doesn't really rely on them that often. He is coming off that finish win over Jared Cannonier where he controlled the striking pace and took over late. Taking on Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen is on an impressive 6-fight win streak. I mentioned probably gets a title shot with this or definitely is in the talks. Like certainly we know next is Dricus and Sean. And then after that, it's either Kaio or Brendan Allen if Brendan wins. And I think Brendan has the more impressive resume up until this point. He's a BJJ black belt. He's got solid low kicks, good takedowns, solid striking in general. He's had a nice evolution in his mixed martial arts career. Started as just a pure grappler. Then he overcorrected. It became a pure striker. And now finally he has found that balance in between. And his last fight was a perfect example. He had some success striking with Chris Curtis. And then when he didn't, he started wrestling and had some success with the wrestling. That was a razor-thin fight that ultimately Chris lost because of, what did he broke something. What the hell was it? He blew something out or broke something in the 5th round.
Tore his hammy.
Tore his hamstring in the 5th round. Literally sat down hopping, and that just didn't look good for the judges. But that was a drag him out, pretty good back and forth fight. And Brendan Allen showed some high fight IQ. This is a very good fight that matters very much for this division. Brendan continues to improve. He continues to defy the odds. His personality's weird. I keep mentioning it. He's just like, the behaviors he's doing are crazy. The things he's saying don't make a lot of sense. He attacks people in lobbies of hotels, but he's good. And he's getting better, and he's starting to feel himself. And all that bravado and all that confidence is showing in the octagon, and it matters. But I don't know if it's enough. I am going to pick Nassourdine Imavov. I have him listed at low confidence here. I think he's just slightly better than Brendan, a slightly better striker, a slightly better wrestler. And if Nassourdine does have some success striking, I don't think Brendan's going to be able to out-wrestle him. So that's why I'm going Imavov. But these odds, I've been saying it for 2 full weeks. These odds are insane. And I'm not touching them on the money line. What do you think, Jakey boy?
You know, people aren't going to like this, Angelo. I've already seen the Discord. I've already seen the Twitter. I've already seen the Instagram messages. And that's fine, you know, because we've been here, right? We've been in these situations where we make an unpopular dog pick and people are going to say stuff like, well, Jacob, you know, you're good at picking dogs, but what the fuck, dude? What the fuck, dude? What are you doing here, dude? I know you're good at picking dogs, man, but what the fuck? You don't know shit about you. And we're going to get a lot of that this week, and that's fine with me. Because like I said, we've been here. We've done that. Right. But Brendan Allen's going to win this fight. Okay? And people are going to say, no chin. Okay, that's fine. I think he proved that his chin is fine. Chris Curtis knocked him out cold first time they fought, landed some really good shots, and Brendan Allen was able to survive those type of shots. Brendan Allen has been smoking everybody. He's been wanting these high-level guys because he knows that he is improving. Every time we see Brendan Allen, he is a better Brendan Allen than the fight before, still only 28 years old. Now you're going to say, but Jacob, Imavov's a better striker. You're probably right? You're probably right. He probably is the better striker. But Angelo actually mentioned it, and I'm not surprised because Angelo knows what's going on as well sometimes. It's a lot of emptiness in an Imavov fight. there is just a lot of emptiness. He will just kind of wait. If you pressure him against the fence, just like I said about fucking Leon Edwards, no sense of urgency, right? There's no sense of urgency for this guy to win minutes. There's no sense of urgency for this guy to win rounds. There's no sense of urgency for this guy to get off the fence. I rewatched that Imavov Jared Cannonier fight this morning. Right? 40-year-old fucking Jared Cannonier, which is probably the best win of Imavov's career up to this point. Jared Cannonier's a pretty good fighter. I thought he lost the first fucking 3 rounds. 2 judges had Jared Cannonier up 2-1 after 3 fucking rounds. And I thought because of a little 15 seconds flurry at the end of the second round, that's what kind of stole the round for him. He was down 3-0 to a fucking 40-year-old Jared Cannonier. What also happened in that fight? Jared Cannonier got him down against the fence where Imavov just lazily is exposing his back. Brendan Allen doesn't need takedowns to get your fucking back. And if you get your fucking back, it's a fucking problem. Now, he couldn't get Chris Curtis because Chris Curtis has these fucking boulder shoulders and just fucking, like, it was early in the fight and he was just basically playing all defense. But Imavov, I have to imagine, is going to try to get back to his feet. If he gives up his back, it's a big fucking problem. I believe the finishing upside is in Brendan Allen. I think the grappling is in Brendan Allen. I believe Imavov, although he's not a bitch and won't quit, he does slow down even after the first round of fights. If I was game planning for Brendan Allen, I would go all in on the wrestling, grappling, trust your cardio. You don't even have to get the takedowns. He will let you hold you against the fence, take the pop out of his shots. Imavov already just loses minutes after minutes in fights. That's why he was losing that fight to Jared Cannonier. His best win, he pulled a rabbit out of the hat to be able to get that, even though it was probably going to be 2-2 going into the 5th. It's only a 3-round fight. I think that actually might benefit Brendan Allen if he wants to kind of go real aggressive with the wrestling early. I just think Brendan Allen is improving every single fight, and Imavov just takes his time too much. Brendan Allen's going to be the aggressor, and if it comes down to a decision, Brendan Allen's going to win that decision, and I think he can find a finish as well.
Yeah, listen, I picked Imavov to win, but I mentioned it is with low confidence because I
keep seeing
Brendan.
too, just real quick, because Beth's name's starting to piss me the fuck off. 40-year-old Jared Cannonier knocks out Brendan round 1. Brendan Allen submits Jared Cannonier inside of 2 fucking minutes.
Bet Sam, idiot.
Stupid bitch. See how I can just say wild stuff too and just pretend it's true?
Yeah, that is interesting. Interesting move. Comment section, Jake. Listen, I appreciate Brendan Allen, his evolution, how good he's gotten. He's improved. He made his mistakes when he made them. I mean, remember when that fight with Buda Hill Soriano, what a joke that fight was? But he made the adjustments. I mentioned he was a pendulum. Too heavy in the grappling, then way too heavy in the striking. And now he's somewhere in between where he mixes it in well. High-level coaching, been at the gym for a while. 28, which is like perfect for fighting, right? He's not old yet, and he's not a young kid. I hear you. I agree with all of that. I just think Nassourdine is the better striker by this, just a hair, and I think he can defend the takedowns. Nassourdine's a good wrestler. Like Jared Cannonier's...
You can be the better striker and lose fights very often.
Sure. And listen, I said low confidence, but Jared Cannonier had success against Nassourdine because also 40-year-old, dude, he was coming off that win over Marvin Vettori, which was one of the greatest performances. He literally set records in that fight. One of the best performances we've ever seen. So that pressure was nuts. Brendan Allen has never had that kind of pressure that Jared Cannonier has had. So I do think it's an unfair comparison there. But I don't hate the Brendan Allen pick, but
well, I want to bring it up too because I've seen a lot of people talk about Brendan. Oh, he hasn't really fought. Who's he fought?
That's bullshit. Remember when he smoked that jiu-jitsu nerd that everybody loved?
Well, I don't disagree that he hasn't fought, but he's fought and he smoked pretty much everyone that they put in front of him. He's always asked for tougher people. Imavov's fucking fought nobody too. He's fucking fought nobody. He lost to or he beat one of his best wins is against a 170 Buckley. Like, that's one of his best wins, and a 40-year-old Jared Cannonier that he was losing the striking battles to. He was getting held against the cage and doing nothing about it.
He was beating up Curtis before that headbutt.
I think that he was surprising Curtis with the success with the wrestling, and that got Curtis a little bit flustered. Because Curtis had never been taken down before. Also, he's taken down a few times. He's like, oh, shit, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. And kind of lost the flow, and he's not going to be shooting takedowns with Brendan Allen.
No, and to Brendan Allen's credit, he was an underdog against Andre Muniz, submitted that dude. And Andre Muniz was supposed to be like jiu-jitsu's gift to the world. Then, the Chris Curtis fight, the rematch, it was a close competitive fight. If he doesn't blow his hamstring, maybe he goes away. But to your point, he's fighting everybody he's supposed to fight. And he's looking good doing it.
And people try to give him shit for that 5-round fight. That was a 5-round fight against a somewhat weird short notice situation to where I can't remember who he was supposed to fight. But it was a weird situation, but he still took the fight. He gutted it out, won the fourth and fifth round, I think, to be able to win that fight. Showed that he can take a shot, get a takedown, even if he gets wobbled, because Chris wobbled him and he was able to get a takedown. I mean, I think he showed a lot of heart in that fucking fight.
And there had to be a mental aspect there where this dude knocked him unconscious. And he's like, I got to fight him, get over it. So, listen, we are on we didn't pick the same fighter, but I 100% see where you're coming from. And this isn't a hill I'm going to die on. I picked Nassourdine Imavov by this much. And not all picks are the same, and I don't have any money on him because minus 210 is absurd. He's not that much better than Brett. Minus 210 is crazy. I'm shocked it was minus 175 and then widened. But that's where we are today. If you do like Brendan Allen, then for DraftKings Fantasy, it makes a ton of sense at $7,300. Nassourdine Imavov makes 0 cents at $8,900. Never did. Doesn't make sense. He's not a high-scoring guy. He just does not make... It's only 3 rounds, not 5. He doesn't make sense at these odds. He doesn't make sense at that money in DraftKings Fantasy. So full fade on the Nassourdine side. If you do want to check out who will be in our DraftKings Fantasy lineups, if you do want to check out who the artificial picks or who the artificial intelligence did pick to win, you can do so now. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It's only $10 for an entire month.